God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Awaze, let's spice it up. Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Awaze, let's spice it up. Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Awaze, let's spice it up. Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Awaze, let's spice it up. Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Awaze, let's spice it up. Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Awaze, let's spice it up.
Well, hello there.
Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Awaze Show. You guys are tuned in with your girls, Howie and TG. Yes, it's a Wednesday afternoon, but we're in the studio.
Yes, we are.
We do have kind of a pretty special show for you today. We are celebrating. Do I get to tell them or no?
Obviously, you have to.
We are celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Yes, we know it's celebrated tomorrow. We're very aware that today is March 16th and St. Patrick's Day is on the 17th.
Yes.
But since we're not going to be here tomorrow, today we are going to take the time to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
On the eve.
Yes, on the eve. Happy Eve. Happy St. Patrick's Day Eve.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too, TJ.
So we're celebrating the very, very interesting holiday by talking about where it comes from, why it's celebrated. For those of you that are like, what's a St. Patrick's Day?
We're so excited to be able to tell you guys.
Mm-hmm.
This is also known as the Feast of St. Patrick. It's always celebrated on the 17th of March. And for me, since you guys know that I've grown up in the States, it's always been something that we just naturally celebrated.
True.
But we didn't really know a whole bunch about what the background and the history of St. Patrick's Day was.
Who's St. Patrick? Yeah, so it is an Irish holiday, but it is observed literally all over the world because obviously migration, and there's Irish people all over the world, and they brought their culture and tradition and history along with them. So it is kind of one of those very rare celebrations that happens like all over the world.
And it's a beautiful thing because it's a combination of a religious holiday as well as a cultural holiday. They fuse the two together, which I find lovely. And it's celebrated, like we said, every 17th of March. I'm in love. And like I said, I've celebrated it when I grew up. We would wear green. Even like lunch, like when we'd have lunch at school, the food would be green. They would purposely like dye the food green.
Yeah.
We would have even like, desserts that were like green as well. I always always looked forward to like the green sugar cookies.
Okay.
And if you didn't dress up or wear green, any form of green, you were pinched the entire day.
I genuinely am excited to celebrate St. Patrick's Day because I watch a lot of movies, you guys. Obviously, like, I'm a movie buff.
You know a lot about Irish culture. I commend that
yes,
to you.
To a strange level, but Irish culture and also St. Patrick's Day is such a huge part of Western culture and pop culture at the same time that you can't help yourself but find out about these things.
Absolutely.
But I've always loved Ireland and the folk tales and things like that always seem to interest me. So yes, I might know a little bit more about it than the average Ethiopian, but I've never gotten to celebrate. This is the first time I get to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So super psyched.
She's so excited. You guys can't see her. She's actually really geeked.
I'm giddy as hell.
So we're definitely going to dive in, guys. We have a special interview that we're going to get into talking about all things St. Patrick's Day. So do not move a muscle. The next hour, you guys are with us. So make sure to tune in. We're going to get to a special look. Literally every track is, St. Patrick's Day themed. So we're going to get to that. And then we're going to come back with the special interview that we were just talking about. So stay tuned. And we'll be back with more. Let's get it.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Hey guys, welcome back to Awaze, and we're here celebrating St. Patrick's Day on the eve, but still, happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you who are tuning in.
Howdy. I said howdy. But how are you guys doing? I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon. If you are tuned in, yes, you heard her right. This is the official St. Patrick's Day celebration on the Awaze Show. I feel like we should have worn green today.
I mean,
we're celebrating on Friday.
Yes, on Friday, guys, we're going to do it proper. Me and TG are planning to wear matching outfits, and we're going to get all dressed up, and we're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day the right way.
We're going to mix it up with a little bit of, obviously, Ethiopian flavor, because duh, but Ethiopia and Ireland do have a very strong standing bilateral relationship. 25 years of cooperation on working with Ethiopia and working on different sectors as well. So it's important to embrace other cultures, and it's important to learn new things about the people and the countries that you meet and that you
100%.
see along the way. And it just happens that this is one of the most celebrated events in the world. So, catch up.
I think it's beautiful when you're able to sort of just like combine our culture and other cultures together.
And we were talking about it earlier on as well. We were like, what's a thing that we have like St. Patrick's Day, where initially it's like a religious holiday, it's like a Christian holiday, but now it's reached to the point where everybody participates, and it's a national holiday now. And we were talking about, hey, Tumkat.
It absolutely is.
And we're like, yes, Tumkat is of course a religious holiday,
But also, it's very much a holiday in which people come out, people enjoy themselves. There's a lot of color, there's a lot of festivity, there's a lot of unity, and it's one of the holidays that a majority of people look forward to. And I think St. Patrick's Day also falls in line in that same way.
yes, it's also a UNESCO World Heritage and all that. And we were like, it's kind of what we do with Tumkat. It's you know, it's something that's unique to us, but a lot of other people celebrate it as well. But it's religious, but everybody comes out. It doesn't matter what your religion is. Everybody comes out to celebrate Tumkat and look at the festivities, which is cool. And then we were also trying to find an association with who, like, what type of culture does Irish culture remind you of, and you know, all the things that you do know about Irish people. How would you best describe, you know, Irish culture and Irish people and their heritage and
As
stuff
in the
like that?
Ethiopian context?
Yes. How would you easily like translate it to us?
And we literally sat and thought, wait, if we were to think of Irish people, we would sort of correlate them to Hutter people.
I don't know why, but
I don't know how that
sense.
came to be. Me, you know, living in Hutter for a period of time, I completely agree. Very friendly, very accommodating, very open, embracing. I think that Irish people are the Hutter people of Europe.
Yes, and it has a little bit of whimsy and like very strong, deep historical roots to it and everything else. So yeah, that's the best way we can describe it.
I know that sounds so funny, but we have come to understand it in our own way. But
I hope it makes sense. But yes,
Yes.
for this celebration and for this show specifically, we actually got to sit down and talk to Ireland's ambassador to Ethiopia, Nicola Brennan, and wonderful to meet her.
it was so
sweet.
It was such a pleasure, and we want you guys to take a listen to the interview that we had with her. Do not move a muscle. Stay so that you can learn more about just St. Patrick's Day, the beauty of the day, and just how we can even celebrate that here in Ethiopia.
Yes, she does such a great job of explaining the traditions, the holidays, how they're celebrated, why it's become such an international phenomenon, and how we as Ethiopians can participate in the celebrations as well.
So stay tuned. Do not move a muscle. Like we said, you are listening to Awaze, and we are celebrating St. Patty's Day.
Yes, we are.
On today's show. So let's get to the interview, and then we'll be back with more. So can you please introduce yourself to our listeners who are tuning in? First of all, happy St. Patrick's Day, and let our listeners know who you are.
Great, thanks Howie, and good day to you and to your listeners, and a very happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. My name is Nicola Brennan, and I am Ireland's ambassador to Ethiopia, and I'm also accredited to South Sudan and Djibouti, to the African Union, to IGAD, the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, and to UNECA. So I have quite a big job. I say I have 6 roles, so I have 7 days in the week, 1 day to rest, and 6 to work. But now we're looking at celebrating St. Patrick's Day, which happens on March the 17th. It's our national day, Ireland's national day, and it's a fantastic opportunity to celebrate everything that is Irish.
It is such a pleasure to have you on the show, Madam Ambassador. So concerning St. Patrick's Day, can you tell our listeners just a bit about what it is as well as its significance to Ireland?
Sure, Harvey. Well, St. Patrick's Day, as I said, is our national day. And it happens on March 17th every year. And St. Patrick is the patron saint of Ireland. And we've been celebrating the 17th March as his day for over 1,000 years now. So It's a public holiday in Ireland where families and communities gather to celebrate St. Patrick. And in fact, and maybe we'll talk about this a little later, St. Patrick's Day is celebrated throughout the world. It's probably one of the national days that is most celebrated both within Ireland but also globally in many countries, where you have pockets of Irish communities or ancestors from Ireland. St. Patrick was an incredible individual. He actually brought Christianity to Ireland. So he wasn't born in Ireland, which many people don't realise. He was born in Wales. And at the very young age of 16, he was captured and he was sold into slavery. And that's how he arrived into Ireland. And he was very miserable as a young boy. He was away from his family. He didn't know what happened to him. He was incredibly lonely. And he managed to escape and return back to Wales. But before that, in that time where he was very lonely and displaced from his family, he turned to prayer. And when he got back to Wales, he actually decided he wanted to study to be a priest. So he went off and he did his studies. And during that time, he realised Ireland had a calling for him. So he returned to Ireland with the objective of spreading Christianity. And there's a lot of legends around St. Patrick. People know that St. Patrick got rid of the snakes out of Ireland. The shamrock and green is associated with St. Patrick. And this was all to do with the stories that emerged as he travelled throughout Ireland bringing Christianity to Ireland. So the one about the snakes is he was travelling to southeast Ireland, which is a very agricultural area, and there were a lot of snakes which were damaging the farmers' crops. They were attacking the farmers' livestock, and St. Patrick came along, and through his prayer and his big crozier, he managed to get rid of the snakes, and he continued to do this throughout Ireland. It's a legend story, but we don't have any snakes in Ireland. So we thank St. Patrick for that. The only snakes we have are in the zoo or as pets. So we thank St. Patrick for that. So that's one of the stories. There's another story about the shamrock. So when St. Patrick, when he was bringing Christianity to Ireland, he realised he had to convince the King of Ireland to allow him to travel throughout the country and preach the word of God. So he went to meet the king. And the king said, "But there are many gods. You know, which God is yours?" And he said, "No, there's only one God." And he picked a shamrock, you know, the three-leafed, it's like a three-leafed clover, the three hearts. And he explained there is one God, but there are three persons in the one God. There's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So it's the Holy Trinity. So the shamrock has become a representation of St. Patrick's Day. We wear shamrock on St. Patrick's Day. We have a big tradition where the Irish Prime Minister travels to the US and he presents a bowl of shamrock to the President of the US. So that's a big tradition that we've had over many, many years. Not sure if it'll happen this year. It hasn't happened the last few years, obviously, because of COVID and the restrictions and travel, etc. But that is a big tradition. And as you know, there's lots of Irish people in the US, and they also celebrate St. Patrick's Day there.
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up there, and I was telling you as well before the interview that we would wear green at St. Patrick's Day, especially in school. If you were caught not wearing green, you'd get pinched. So we saw a lot of Irish culture within, American society. Can you talk a bit about why that is, as well as the migration of so many Irish people that have come to America as well?
Yeah, there's a lot of Americans who claim Irish heritage, and really immigration to the US started during the period of the Great Famine in Ireland, which was an incredibly challenging time in our history. The Great Famine took place in 1845. And it still resonates today in terms of our identity, in terms of our national narrative. And during that Great Famine, it was estimated that nearly 2 million people, and at that time that was about a quarter of the Irish population, immigrated to the US because they couldn't survive. There was no food. So they got into the ships and off they went. So really, really challenging. But that started the roots of Irish in America. And today they estimate that about 32 million Americans identify as being Irish. So it's not surprising, therefore, that they through their heritage, they want to celebrate that. They want to celebrate their identity, and that's what St. Patrick's Day allows them to do. And St. Patrick's Day, I think for Ireland, and you asked me earlier about its significance, we celebrate everything to do with being Irish. So our culture, our history, our music, our sport, and we use St. Patrick's Day as the opportunity to showcase Ireland to the world and to attract tourism, to attract people to study in Ireland, to attract people to do business in Ireland. We have been a very successful country in attracting foreign direct investment. We're a small country, as you know. We're on the edge of Europe, but we've invested hugely in the education of our population over many years. And as a result of that, and also other economic policies, we've managed to attract the headquarters of many global IT companies, the headquarters of many pharmaceutical companies. And we've been able, therefore, obviously to provide an environment where it's great to do business in Ireland. And we use St. Patrick's Day to showcase that. And as I was saying to you, in America, it's probably one of the biggest places in the world where St. Patrick's Day is celebrated throughout the US. Mm-hmm. The Hudson River turns green. People, as you say, wear green. You get pinched if you don't. People drink green beer. They make green cakes. They paint their faces. Everybody loves the Irish.
That is true. Are those the same kind of traditions that are used to celebrate St. Patrick's Day in Ireland, or what are some common traditions that are used to celebrate the holiday?
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day in Ireland, it has become customary now for practically every town in the country to have a parade on St. Patrick's Day. So all the children get dressed up in their gear, and they go down to their local town, they participate in the parade. So it could be showcasing local industry, showcasing music and dance clubs, showcasing sports clubs, and the children absolutely love it. They're in a parade, they're walking down the main street of their hometown, they're seeing their parents, their relatives on the side, and there's music, there's a great sense of festivity. So that's kind of the biggest thing. And in Dublin would be our capital city of Ireland, that would be where the biggest parade is, and it attracts a huge number of tourists every year. And I think what has been really interesting over the last number of years and really beautiful is that the parades now have increased in diversity. As our populations have increased in diversity, so have the parades. So you have communities from the Philippines, you have communities from different countries in Africa. We have a big Nigerian community, we have an Ethiopian community, we have a Kenyan community, Ugandan community, South African community, and they participate in St. Patrick's Day, showcasing their own culture, music, dance, identity. And it's beautiful because it's a beautiful mix of culture, a fusion of culture and colour. So that would be the big thing that we would do on St. Patrick's Day. It's a national holiday, schools are closed, kids are off school, they're having a holiday time, and after the parade then people would go and have something to eat, they would go and visit family and enjoy the celebration. Often music will be a big part of it. So we will have bands will play on the streets, people will participate, or we go into the public houses. As you know, pubs are a great thing in Ireland, and St. Patrick's Day in March, it can be very cold, at times it's snowing, so you don't want to stand outside for too long after the parade. So people do go into pubs and they congregate there and they join the festivities. In Ireland we have this word crack, I don't know if you've ever heard it. And on St. Patrick's Day, we always have great crack. It means fun. It's the Irish for fun. And that's what we try and do. So there could be a dancing competition, there could be a music competition. People will come with their guitars, their violins, their fiddles, their tin whistles, and they'll just start music. It could be in the street, it could be in a restaurant, or it could be in a pub. It may not be orchestrated, it may not be prepared in advance. It's very spontaneous, and people participate and enjoy. And that's our day.
What are some of your favorite parts of the holiday? What are your most favorite things about St. Patrick's Day?
I think it's the real opportunity, two things really. It's the real opportunity to display our identity as being Irish. So that kind of display of our culture, our heritage, our music, is really, really important, especially because there's so many Irish diaspora spread throughout the world. And this is the opportunity for that sense of togetherness. And that's the second part that I really love about St. Patrick's Day, is that sense of community. No matter where you are in the world, as you said, in the US, you're Ethiopian, but you celebrated St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, so no matter where you are in the world, you'll find a pocket. Even here in Ethiopia, we will have celebrations for St. Patrick's Day here in Addis, and the members of the Irish community and our Ethiopian friends will come and celebrate with us. And it's a great sense of community and sharing, and also identifying what's similar between us all. You know, we all have our music, we all have our history, and there's a lot of shared experiences, and there's a lot of shared identity. You know, we all struggle with our identity, we all struggle with our history, but it's what grounds us. And having St. Patrick's Day as a day to celebrate all of that allows us to really showcase the good side and the really important side of being Irish, and celebrate it with friends.
And that perfectly leads to our last question, which is, for those that don't know about St. Patrick's Day, those who live here in Ethiopia, what would you want Ethiopians to know about the day, as well as how do you think it can be best celebrated here in Ethiopia?
Well, I think just knowing about the day is knowing about St. Patrick. He was a religious figure, so it is also a religious day, and we do celebrate that through prayer. So we do go to Mass as well on St. Patrick's Day, which is a very important part, and recall again the importance of that in our lives, because a lot of people will identify with different religions. Ireland is very much a Catholic country, as is St. Patrick, so that's really important. And the history of St. Patrick, it's great if your listeners can identify and learn a little bit about St. Patrick. In terms of celebrating St. Patrick's Day here in Ethiopia, we have a number of initiatives, and one of them is a global initiative. It's called the Global Greening. So all over the world, there will be a green light shone on historic buildings or statues, or something of note. Yeah. So here in Ethiopia, over the previous years we've celebrated St. Patrick's Day, we've shone a light on St. George's Church in Lalibela, Fasadilis Castle in Gondar, the lion statue here in Addis. And this year we're also hoping to shine a light on one of your many UNESCO World Heritage sites. So we're just waiting to get approval to do that. And the idea is to showcase Ireland, use it as the opportunity, but also to share what's beautiful about Ethiopia's heritage with the world, and to show Ireland-Ethiopia relations going forward. The other thing we will be doing will be a reception for the Irish community, obviously aligned with your Ministry of Health's guidance on COVID. But we will gather as we can with the Irish community who work here in Ethiopia, and with friends, with Ethiopian partners, both public and private sector, and partners that we work with. And we'll celebrate Irish music. There's a great band here in Addis who's associated with the University of Addis Ababa in the Yared School of Music. And one of the leaders of that band has studied in the University of Limerick in Ireland. And they do a fantastic fusion of Ethiopian and Irish music, and we absolutely love them. So they're going to come and play. They'll play the Irish national anthem, they'll play the Ethiopian national anthem, because we're here in your beautiful country, and then they'll play some Irish music and some fusion between Ethiopian and Irish music, and we really like it because Ethiopian music and dance is fantastic. It's very expressive. It's not dissimilar from Irish. I don't know if you've seen Irish dancing. It's quite rigid but it's becoming much more expressive over time. So we will celebrate that. We'll have some Irish food, and we will celebrate our relationship with Ethiopia. The embassy has been here since 1994, so we have a long-term partnership with Ethiopia. We've worked in many sectors, in building health systems, in supporting rural livelihoods, in addressing underlying causes of poverty in your country, and we'll celebrate that as well. And we'll also profile our relationship with Ethiopia in print and social media. So there'll be some articles in local media as well as on social media, including your good program, Howie, on the radio. And it's a real pleasure to be able to talk about Ireland, to be able to talk about our engagement here in Ethiopia, and in particular to be able to talk about how we celebrate St. Patrick and what he means to us.
We are absolutely excited, looking forward to the music, the fusion of music. I've seen pictures of the green lights on various historical monuments all over the country, so we're looking forward to seeing that. And you guys can't see Madam Ambassador, but she's wearing green, so she's very much prepared for celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Thank you so much. This has been absolutely wonderful having you.
It's a real pleasure, Howie, and hope we can continue the conversation for next year as well.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Welcome back to Awaze Show here on ABC 104.7.
Howdy.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you who are tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying the entire hour with us. What did you guys think of that interview? Wasn't it such a great interview?
Super informative, first of all, because there were things that we knew about St. Patrick's Day, but there was a bunch that we didn't know as well.
Absolutely.
So the entire interview, me and Howie are sitting there going,
that makes sense. There are so many things that, especially with the history, like I said, I've always celebrated the holiday itself, but I lacked knowledge in terms of the origin of the holiday. Mm-hmm. So to see it being such a religious holiday that, has been, a part of St. Patrick's Day, it's so cool. But at the same time, to see how it's been, accepted throughout the world as well, because there's so many Irish people around the world, is also a beautiful thing too.
Absolutely. One of the things that like I said before, I explained, I love folklore, I love folk tales and things like that. And she was explaining how St. Patrick was also credited with getting the snakes out of Ireland.
Isn't that very intriguing?
And she told us a story, such as this is a folktale, but St. Patrick is said to have driven all the snakes out of Ireland. And to this day, there are no snakes in Ireland. And I was like, that's another plus on my list, because I love Australia. I do.
But the snakes.
Spiders.
I think agriculturally we can learn something from Ireland here. It's like, how'd you guys do that? Teach us your ways.
Yes, because the snakes were also bothering farmers and things like that. But now there are no snakes. And I was like, huh?
You know, I remember
drop.
a couple years back where we started seeing, you know, green lighting in various monuments, historical monuments all over Ethiopia. And you're like, why? Wait, where is this coming from? This is so beautiful. And understanding how, like I said, Ireland and with St. Patrick's Day, how they're really spreading that love around the world, especially in our country. I never saw that happening. And so I was like, that's such a cool way to celebrate the holiday and to learn about the history for people who have no idea here in Ethiopia.
Absolutely. And now kind of one of the bucket lists I have in my head of things I want to do before I leave this world is to see a St. Patrick's Day parade.
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
No. And I love how Madam Ambassador was talking about how it's so diverse now.
Yeah.
How you can see so many different cultures around the world in Ireland celebrating with St. Patrick's Day. So Irish culture, sort of collaborating with their own culture to celebrate the day. I think this is really, really cool.
True, and she was talking about how there are other floats and other cultures that also showcase themselves on St. Patrick's Day. They also have parades all over the United States as well.
Yep.
We here don't do parades like parades are done abroad.
I don't think it's something that's kind of understood here.
Yeah, like so Thanksgiving parades and there's a lot of parades that happen.
Yeah.
And it's just a cool thing for family and friends to come outside and just watch. And people put a lot of effort and coordination and timing and building. And they do so much to present them in such cool ways.
Yeah.
As opposed to us. I just want to go to a parade. I just genuinely want to go and watch a St. Patty's Day parade. I don't care where in the world.
I think it would be a lot of fun, simply just because it just seems so inviting.
Yes.
You feel like you're not going to just be a bystander.
It's a community spirit 100% of the
For
way.
sure. I was telling TG this when we were talking earlier about how my younger sister, so you guys know, for those of you who know me, I have 3 younger sisters. And my youngest sister was like, so Hawi, I'm just letting you know, because she's such a big planner. She was like, when I have my bachelorette party, I'm just telling you in advance that it's going to be in Ireland. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, why Ireland? She's never been to Ireland, by the way. I was like, why Ireland? She was like, I don't know, but my spirit tells me it has to be there.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier on as well. And I said it before, the reason I'm so fascinated by it is just there's something magical about not just the cities but even the rural areas of Ireland that look extremely beautiful, and there's castles and it's very green and it's luscious landscapes and the people are very welcoming and friendly very sweet. So St. Patrick's Day, we talked about it in the sense that it initially was it still is a religious holiday. It's a Christian holiday. He's a patron saint. And it falls during the season of Lent, which is Tzom, which we also do fast before Easter. But the cool part about St. Patrick's Day, even for the Christians who celebrate it, is that on St. Patrick's Day itself, you got a little leeway to consume some things that otherwise you're not allowed to during Lent.
And on this year, it falls on a Thursday.
Yeah.
So yes, it's actually quite possible, and that's why it's very much easy, I think, for St. Patrick's Day to be celebrated in Ethiopia, because there's just so many, common
similarities. For sure.
Common attributes of the day to our country. And so it's super exciting. I think me and TG, this is our first time together celebrating. We're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day this year. And so we promise you guys we're going to post pictures, we're going to get dressed up, and we're going to post it on our social media page on Awaze Media. So definitely look forward to that. And if you haven't followed us, make sure to follow us there.
Absolutely. And while we talk about St. Patrick's Day, we're also playing some really, really nice songs
Uh-huh.
that might sound a little different to you, but we were talking about this in the interview as well, where we were saying there's even similarities in between our musical instruments, like fiddles and things like that, where yes, it's very new to your ears, but at the same time you're like, is that a masinkwanda?
Or something similar to that.
Yeah, like what is that instrument? That sounds so familiar. So yeah, there's so many crossovers in between our cultures that the more you educate yourself, the more you're like, huh,
True.
that's interesting.
And plus, like, we've had like a long-standing relationship, Ethiopia with Ireland, as well as the Madam Ambassador said. Our embassy, the Embassy of Ireland, has been opened here since 1994, so that just goes to show just how strong our relationship is. And I think it's only fair, like, you know what I mean, to know more about the holiday, to embrace the culture, but even more beautiful when you're able to incorporate it into your own. I think it makes you appreciate, other cultures, particularly, St. Patrick's Day even more.
Absolutely, and it's I'm excited to Google all of the biggest landmarks in the world tomorrow.
Yeah.
And see, the green lights being shined on them. It's not just here in Ethiopia, where, of course, they're working on getting a couple of monuments in Ethiopia as well, but everywhere all over the world.
Yep.
We're all going to stop and celebrate an Irish holiday and think about, Ireland and the people and everybody that, believes that they have a descendant from them, or shares a culture for them, or just genuinely loves their culture.
For sure.
So happy St. Patrick's Day. This is your excuse to celebrate.
This is your excuse to be merry and to join all of us who are celebrating on this day. I think the pictures are going to be posted in the evening, since it's going to be dark, and that's
Sure.
going to be when you can see the green lights even more. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be working until the evening tomorrow, so I won't be able to see the green lights around this area. I wish I could.
I kind of want to say. Personally, I'm excited to see if it worked out. But yes, that's just what we wanted to leave you guys with, is a happy St. Patrick's Day. When you're getting dressed tomorrow, throw on a little bit of green and join the festivities. That's one of the ways that you can celebrate. Don't have shamrocks. Do we? Do we have the?
I'm not sure. Do we?
I've never seen that leaf before here. So
I have not either.
No 4-leaf clovers. So that's the best way to celebrate. You can go grab yourselves, I can't say the word,
but
after work, hit a pub. That's what I was going to say.
That's one way. That's one way to celebrate. I think what we should do, TG, along with dressing up and, doing the whole holiday itself, I think we need to eat something green. Because like I said, it's something that I grew up doing, whether it's green cake, green ice cream, green... Make it Ethiopian.
You got your green right there.
For those who are fasting, there you go. That's something that you can eat and enjoy on St. Patrick's Day as well. No, definitely. We can't wait to celebrate, and I hope that you guys enjoyed today's show and celebrating on the eve
learned a
with
little
us.
bit of more about the culture and the history as well.
There's a beauty in that. I think there's a beauty of being able to just be like, they're so similar to us. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's what makes the world a happier place, when we can look at the similarities of each other as opposed to our differences.
Absolutely. I second that here.
So if you guys were not able to tune in today's show, do not worry. We will definitely post it on our social media, particularly on our YouTube at Awaze Media. That's AWAZE MEDIA.
Shout outs to the Irish Embassy and their ambassador, our ambassador, as well, for giving us the time, making the time for us to learn a little bit more about St. Patrick's Day directly from her as well. On that note,
well, we're going to be signing out, but we're going to leave you guys with more St. Patrick's Day themed songs. I hope you guys are enjoying it. We definitely are. We're kind of like bobbing our heads and like clapping.
Yes.
It's really, really festive. So we hope that you guys are enjoying the tracks as well. Thank you guys for joining us. And we wish you, once again, a St. Patrick's Day. A happy St. Patrick's Day, that is.
yes, sir.
All right. We're signing out.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Awaze, let's spice it up. God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more. Awaze, let's spice it up.